Today we're going to review Hello YouTubers out there, this is Jerry at the Movies. So today we're going to review the Wolf of Wall Street trailer. This is a film that's coming out in November of this year, 2013, and it's directed by Martin Scorsese. This is based on the autobiography, or memoir, if you like, by Jordan Belfort. Now, Jordan Belfort is a New York, or was a New York stockbroker, who was convicted of crimes related to stock market manipulation and running a boiler room, for which he spent 22 months in jail. Just to give you an idea, he founded in the 1990s a brokerage firm called Stratton Oakmont, which functioned as a boiler room, and developed a hard-partying lifestyle and was addicted to Quaaludes. The firm itself actually served as an inspiration for the 2000 film Boiler Room, and this particular firm employed over 1,000 stockbrokers and was involved in stock issues totaling more than $1 billion, including an equity raising for a footwear company called Steve Madden Limited. Belfort was the owner of a luxury yacht called the Nadine, which was renamed after his second wife, and it sank off the east coast of Sardinia in June of 1997. Anyway, it looks like he got himself into some problems, to say the least. Alabama Securities Commissioner Joseph Borg pushed the formation of a multi-state task force led to the prosecution of this firm, Stratton Oakmont, after the office was inundated, or rather, Joseph Borg's office was inundated with complaints regarding the brokerage. Belfort was indicted in 1998 for securities fraud and money laundering. He cooperated with the FBI, served 22 months in federal prison for what's called a pump and dump scheme, which resulted in investor losses of approximately $200 million. Apparently, he was ordered to pay back $100 million that he took from the stockbrokers. So that's the backstory of this guy, which the film The Wolf of Wall Street is based on, a memoir of the same name. Leonardo DiCaprio plays Belfort, and there are other actors in this film, including Jonah Hill, Kyle Chandler, Matthew McConaughey, Rob Reiner. Gene Hackman does the voiceover, I believe, or narration at the very beginning of the film or in spots throughout the film. Jon Favreau is also in the picture. Margaret Robbie, who plays Naomi, one of Belfort's wives. Some of you may know her from the canceled TV series Pan Am. Spike Jonze is also in this picture. It's, quite a cast, and this trailer is absolutely fantastic. This is supposed to be, from what I understand, a biographical black comedy film by Martin Scorsese. And a lot of things in it remind me of, in fact, the tagline used in the film is "More is never enough." So clearly this film is going to focus on greed and no limits. This is something, a theme that I think interests Scorsese. It's something he explored in Casino. Casino is really about greed and pride. And I think this film is going to focus on that too. But of course dealing with stockbrokers, and also at some point, aside from the corporate banking world, mob infiltration. And if you look at the trailer, there's a little bit of everything that we normally associate with Scorsese. The freeze frames, Leonardo DiCaprio breaking down the fourth wall talking to the camera, because that's the only other time I think that Scorsese ever did that was at the end of Goodfellas, where Henry Hill is in the courtroom and he gets up from his seat and is still kind of narrating the story, except we're seeing him actually talking to us, the audience. So that's really the first time I think Scorsese has done that. And also a lot of money shots. I mean, this guy just throws money to the winds. He doesn't care. He's in his yacht. He throws money. He throws expensive champagne. never enough money. There is a scene where a woman is basically strapped with wads of cash. You see wads of cash everywhere. I mean, there were a lot of money shots in Casino, and that's what it reminded me of too. And clearly, I think in this film, he's going to go all out and really expose and criticize, I think, at least is what I'm hoping for, what this world is, and still is. That the more money you have, it's never enough. And that's, the tagline, that's kind of what you hear in DiCaprio's narration, never enough money. And so I think it's going to be focused on that, excess and greed. So yeah, this trailer looks good. I think it's definitely going to be a movie worth seeing, no question about it. I'm glad to see Scorsese returning to these themes and perhaps exploring them with even more finesse and perhaps really criticizing, I think, the way things are now with the banks and after the whole financial collapse in 2009. I think he's really going to explore that more in depth than ever before. And possibly even more in depth than Oliver Stone's Wall Street from 1987. I think this film is going to be more intimate with the idea of greed than it is perhaps with the characters, and also show how it affects the characters, in particular DiCaprio, who looks really animated in this film. I mean, it looks like a striking performance. I also like Matthew McConaughey in this. He's kind of thumping his chest, apparently. This was improvised in the film. Margot Robbie looks good. I mean, it's a flashy type of picture. It shows, there's a split-second shot where he seems to be doused with some cocaine, DiCaprio. But again, you see all these elaborate parties, elaborate pool parties, just excess. And I think that's really going to be the key to this picture. So this is one of the best trailers I've seen all year. I mean, this is just amazing. And I'm a Scorsese fan, as I think anyone who knows me from this channel knows that I've talked about Scorsese countless times in this channel. So I look forward to what he's going to do here. I think also people need to realize too that as flashy as it looks, it's going to probably get under your skin. The same way that The Aviator did, same way Casino does. That first half of that movie is so on such an intoxicating high, and then the second half lowers you down, kind of like high-speed, cocaine. And I think I think he's going to aim for something. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but he always aims for something because he gets deep inside his characters, not so much what they're thinking, but how they feel. And that's what he communicates. That's why he's such a talent to reckon with, Martin Scorsese. He's able to do that, and he can communicate that beautifully. And of course, he's got his editor, Thelma Schoonmaker, so they're going to really focus on the feeling, everything that the character would feel, and how they perceive their world will come across. And whatever that is, it's going to probably be a little bit uncomfortable. I'm sure of it. If you think about it, the most recent example would be The Aviator. It's almost 10 years ago now. Unbelievable. Where he has OCD, Howard Hughes, and he's looking at a bar of soap. The bar of soap is looking at him, and should he touch it? Should he not? Because he's concerned about germs and everything else, and that's where you really start to feel what the character feels. So same thing with Bringing Out the Dead is another example. Nicolas Cage's character goes through all these emotional extremes, but basically is a feeling of no escape from the city of New York, no escape from his job, and lethargy. That's what he really communicated in that picture. The feeling of being lethargic. Like, what am I going to do? Can I get beyond this point? That's what he does so well. Goodfellas, the paranoia of Henry Hill. I mean, that's what he communicated so well, was that paranoia. What it's like to feel paranoid between helicopters that you think are surveilling you and pasta sauce. What's more important, and that's where, well, whatever it's going to be, he'll search for some sort of tone in reference to that, and I look forward to it. So, The Wolf of Wall Street, again, will be released in November 2013, and it definitely looks like it's going to be a great one. And those are my thoughts on the Wolf of Wall Street trailer. And when the second trailer comes out, we'll also look at that a little more in depth as well. This is Jerry to Movies. That was Jerry Saravia, signing off.